Hi guys, in this video we want to cover the following topics. What is holistic health and what it means when it comes to your dog? Why there's so many issues that are overlooked when it comes to your dog's health, and why is it so important that we treat the root cause of the problem rather than just the symptoms?
Hi there, my name's Jo.
And I'm Claire.
And we're a Holistic Hound Island. Our mission is to share with you our expertise and our experience to empower you to be more proactive in your pet's healthcare and well-being.
And if you are new to us guys, please don't forget to click the subscribe button and ding-a-ling that little bell to get the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our other videos.
Now, links to everything that we're going to be talking about, including some key resources, will be listed in the description box below, so you won't miss out on anything.
Let's get into it, guys. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what we mean by holistic pet care. Why is it so important even, to view the dog as a whole, its breed, its personality, the environment, and health history? Why symptoms are only the tip of the iceberg, and why taking control of your dog's health care can be both really rewarding and empowering and essential in keeping them safe.
And don't forget, please stick around till the end of the video because we're going to bring you our bonus additional 5 top tips to help you put holistic pet care into your everyday lives from today.
Guys, I am sure that you will agree that good health is a state of complete physical, emotional, mental and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. Hi Jethro.
I'm not sure if you can see, but we've been joined by Jethro, so bear with us.
Okay, so right, basically, Jo, what is holistic health when it comes to our dog?
Right, well hold on, I have a graphic to describe this. So as you can see, a healthy dog is not just about one that isn't sick. The good health of your dog depends on it being in a good mood, not being stressed, having its nutritional needs met, having a healthy body, so no itchy skin, no chewing of paws, no leaky ears or eyes, having a dog that is physically fit and also mentally and socially engaged. We also need to take into account things like predisposition to illness. You know, some breeds are predisposed to things like hip dysplasia, to liver shunts, to all kinds of different illnesses, and it's really key that those are, you know about those and that they're addressed. But also, certain breeds have certain requirements. So some breeds are working dogs, some breeds are toy dogs. Making sure that you actually meet those requirements in their day-to-day lives is also essential to their overall good health and well-being. Also, just like human beings, they have personality and preferences. Each of our dogs is a completely different personality. Any dog owner will tell you that. Is your dog a heat-seeking dog? Do they prefer to be in cold areas? Are they swimmers? Do they like being out in the rain? Staffies, I know my Staffy would rather risk hell and high water than go out in the rain. But also, are we actually meeting their environmental needs? You know, are we making them comfy? Are we putting them in a situation that is going to cause stress? This is particularly true, for example, with rescue dogs. Many rescue dogs need to be in single dog homes, or they don't want to be necessarily around children that cause stress or something that may have caused them issues in their previous history.
So Jo, why is it that so many issues are overlooked when it comes to our dog's health?
Well, a lot of it actually stems from knowing the ability to know normal and abnormal. And let's be honest, particularly if you're a first-time dog owner, it's very difficult for you to know what is normal and what is normal. Mainly because it's not like we see vets on a regular basis when our dogs are well. So actually learning what's normal and abnormal is something that you have to actually make a proactive effort to do. As you can see, we have been joined by Jethro, who has taken the centre stage.
Yes.
The vet care system is not set up like a dentist where you go every 6 months or you go every year and the dentist checks your teeth and says, oh yeah, these are okay, you're good. You know, and maybe it should be. Like, for example, do you right now know what your dog's gums look like? What a healthy set of gums on your dog look like, particularly if your dog has black gums. If you don't know that right now, take a moment, pause this video, go and check. It's things like that, you know, and without knowing what's normal for your particular dog, it's very hard for you to then know when they're actually sick. And being able to nip things in the bud very early. Secondly, when your dog is sick, you take it to the vet, but they're a commercial operation. You get a 10-minute appointment in which time your vet has to diagnose and treat your dog. 9 times out of 10, therefore, they are treating symptomatically. They are treating based on what they are seeing and what you are telling them. They are not necessarily using diagnostic tools such as x-rays, scans, blood tests, things like that can actually help get to the root cause of issues.
So why is it so important to get to the root cause, not just treat the symptoms?
Well, as we all know, when we treat the symptoms, quite often what you're actually doing is you're suppressing that illness or that disease in the hope that it will then stop. But as we also know, by suppressing the disease and not working with the body to actually fight and combat the illness means that it will either manifest itself in another format or elsewhere, or quite often in the case with dogs, it comes back and the symptoms are actually then worse because you haven't addressed that root cause. Worse than that is when actually we have a thing called iatrogenic disease. Iatrogenic, check the pop-up. This is where actually the overuse of medication causes illness and disease. A typical example and very common in the vet world here is development of Cushing-like symptoms that are caused by the overuse of steroids in dogs.
And as always, prevention is better than cure. When you begin with the diet, vaccinations, worming, ticks, fleas, socialise. I can't speak. That's your fault, Jethro. Socialisation and training, getting to know your breed, like this little lad here, my Lhasa Apso, and their dispositions to certain illnesses, which we've discovered with this guy.
But don't worry about that too much, because what we're going to do in the future videos is go into those in a lot more depth, so that you can actually get a grip of what is the best diet for your dog. How do you actually take control of vaccinations and making sure that you get the vaccinations that you need without the damage. Exactly the same as worming treatments, tick treatments, flea treatments, a lot of which can be systemic and really affect a lot of the parts of the body that they shouldn't.
So as promised, guys, here are our top 5 tips for you to take away from us today.
Yeah, so that you can really start putting a holistic approach into practice. Ask why is the real big one. Always ask why. If you're not sure why something is happening, ask your vet, well, why is that happening? Why has that occurred? Why is this medication going to make the difference that you're saying it's going to make? What are the side effects of this medication? Are there other options that I could be looking at? Why are you recommending this particular course of action?
Guys, be vet confident. Don't have that white coat syndrome. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Absolutely. Know your breed as well. There's a great resource. We've popped a link to it in the description box that outlines every single breed disposition for every single breed of dog that you could possibly imagine. If you have a dog and you want to know what your breed is predisposed to, click on that link and take a look.
Baseline bloods?
Oh, massive.
Yeah, huge.
There is one of the key things is, how do you know if your dog's bloods are actually abnormal? When they're generally taken when they're sick, you have nothing to baseline against. So there is nothing wrong with getting, or it's advisable to get a set of bloods done when your dog is well. That way you and your vet can actually compare when they're sick and see exactly what has gone out of balance. Bloods for every dog are completely different. When you are reading bloods, they are given as a range of what is considered normal. Because there is such variation in dogs, there are different baselines and different ranges given for small dogs, for big dogs, for dogs who are raw fed compared to kibble fed. You know, these differences all appear in the bloods, and what may be considered abnormal may actually be very normal for your dog. So by having a baseline that you can work from when your dog is healthy and well is key.
And always use the best tool at the right time.
This is a key one.
Oh.
This is what holistic is actually about. Holistic is not saying it's natural or it's safe. Just because something is natural does not make it holistic. Just because something is natural does not make it safe. Cliffs are natural. People still walk off them. Not very safe. So it's about matching the best tool and making sure that you have the biggest toolbox that you can use. If your dog is run over and it has bones sticking out, don't be looking to use herbs. You know, but if your dog has a chronic long-term illness and something that needs support of its liver or its kidneys or, you know, its heart or something like that, then herbs can be really, really helpful. But it's about a holistic approach, is about getting to know all the different therapies and remedies and solutions that are out there and matching them to the best required tool at any particular time.
Thanks guys for watching.
Now, as always, what we want you to do so that you don't miss out on future videos is click on that subscribe link, and don't forget, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn a lot more, including some of the subjects that we discussed earlier, check out our other videos. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.